All right, it's your Uncle Ed, and in this education moment, I am going to talk about the breakdown of the FICO or Fair Isaac and Company credit scoring model. For those of you who don't know, I spent over 13 years really researching and studying how this whole algorithm works. And that was just to empower you, making sure that you knew what to do to improve your credit scores. 740 is really where you want to be on your credit scores and above. That's where you start to get the really great pricing and better interest rates. But of course, the higher, the better. So let's get right into it. So credit scores, right? The 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. Do you pay on time? I've seen even one 30-day late lower credit score by 150 points. So you got to be really careful. And those late stay on there for 7 years. So bankruptcies as well stay on there for 10 years in the public records section of your report. I'm going to go into how to really read a credit report in another episode, if you will. But for here, I just want you to know kind of the breakdown. So 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. So make sure you make those payments on time. And if you have things on auto pay, be very careful, because I've seen companies make errors and then try to put late payments on customers. So be very, very careful. Check all your stuff every single month, even if you have it on auto pay. The next 30% is based on your utilization. What this really means, and it has more weight on credit cards than it does on installment loans. What's the difference? So installment loans, it's the same payment every single month for a certain number of months, like your car payment. Then you have what is called revolving debt. What's revolving debt? Credit cards, right? Because they revolve. They go up and down. You make a payment, you use it, you pay it off, and so it revolves. So in this case, when it comes to revolving debt, your balance should not be greater than 30% of your credit limit. And by the way, that's per card. So if you have a $500 credit card, your balance should not be more than $150, because then your credit score starts to go down. The next 15% is based on length of history. Keep in mind that anytime you have, especially credit cards that you've had for 2 or more years, those are considered to be mature. So if you close them, that's going to lower your scores. So you want to make sure not to close them unless your scores are so high up there in the 800s that you can, for the lack of a better term, you can afford to lose some points and still have a nice, robust credit score. But don't close them otherwise. The next 10% is based on use of credit. Now, with credit cards, again, because those are variable and everything changes with them, the rules are different than installment loans. You have to put activity on them every 6 months. Even if that means just charging for gas and then paying it off, you're going to notice on a credit report, there's a thing called DLA, date of last activity. Here's the key. Everything on a credit report is 100% on purpose. Everything is by design. And again, when I go over a credit report, you'll understand what I'm talking about, because I'm going to go into every little detail. And then the final 10% is based on new credit. Keep in mind that when you have hard inquiries, that lowers your scores typically anywhere from 5 to 22 points. Now, you do recover them after 90 days, but for the first 90 days, you're taking a hit of 5 to 22 points. And when I read a credit report in the next episode, I'm going to talk about what that deduping 30-day grace period means. Hopefully, this was helpful. If you have any questions, you know where to get a hold of me. Send me a message. More than happy to go over your own credit report and give you an analysis for free and show you how to